So Proverbs 24:16, this is the one I just randomly stumbled on now, says, the godly may trip 7 times, but they will get up again. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. And just keep hold on to that thought. And the next one I want to read is Thessalonians 2:4-6, that says, for we speak as messengers approved by God to be entrusted with the good news. Our purpose is to please God, not people. He alone examines the motive of our hearts. Never once did we try to win you with flattery, as you well know, and God is our witness that we were not pretending to be your friends just to get your money. As for human praise, we have never sought it from you or anyone else. And today, I'm just grateful for, um, I'm grateful for God's love and grateful for God's wisdom, and you know, I grateful for this gift that God has given us and entrusted us with, in spreading His word and in belief. This one particular proverbs was so funny, right? And if you is three short sentences, but they are very impactful. Like the more that I looked at it, the more that I thought about it, I was like, you know why the wicked is one disaster is be enough to overthrow them? Because they don't have faith, and that's all that it is. They just don't have faith. See, a righteous person, what King Solomon was trying to say is, when you're righteous and you have this strong conviction and a strong faith in God, right? You already know and you already determined that like your loss wasn't really a loss. It was either God removing someone from your life, it was either God like shifting you into another direction, or what we call pivoting. God was making a pivot for you, or it was God like saying that this isn't the right time yet. But at the end of the day, you already know that, hey, like I may have failed 7 times, but at the end of the day, it was God behind it every time. And if God decided me to let me win the 8th time, that's because that was the time that He had appointed and chosen for me. So we have a stronger faith towards knowing that whatever happens, whether it be good or whether it be bad, is what um determines or not whether we successful or not, whether or not like our faith tells us that whether or not God wanted us to have this or not, So that really stood out to me. Now up to my Thessalonians, right? Now the funny thing is that that same message that I preached just now, that I spoke just now, is very important for us to spread that word and to let people know about that. Because, as the Apostle Paul is saying in this verse, right? He said, we speak as messengers approved by God to be entrusted with the good news. Our purpose is to please God, not people. He alone examines the motives of the heart. And you know how, like, listen, at the end of the day, you can be who you are, you know? Like you could pretend all you want. And you only could be who you are. Like you can you have the opportunity to make yourself better. You have the opportunity to change yourself and be a genuine, nice-hearted person. But at the end of the day, like you can't give God no fluff. You know what I mean? Like if you go and you walk the streets every day and you just saying that you giving people money because or you blessing people because you think like that's the way that you can get into heaven, like it just don't work that way. You could go and you could be like the biggest preacher and say that you this and you that, but at the end of the day, like if you ain't doing it with a good heart, it don't matter what the rest of the world say. Like everyone could look at you and say, oh, he's do this or he's do that or he's strong in his faith and he's this and he's that. But if only God know the motive of your heart. You understand? And if you have one seed of doubt inside you that you think that what you doing ain't the right thing, then you probably ain't doing the right thing. You see what I'm saying here? Like at the end of the day, like you know in your heart if you're doing the right thing. If you go out to somebody and you give them your last today, You don't give them your last, like thinking to yourself that, or when I give someone my last, God can replenish it. No, I give them my last because my faith already told me that God is going to replenish this. Like, I ain't do this as a favor for a favor. I do this because I know my faith tells me this. And when you give it to somebody, you give it to them with a clean and pure heart. You give it to them knowing within yourself that this person needed this. Like, I wanted to help this person. I doing this to them out of love. Like, this is why I doing this, because I really genuinely care about this person. I ain't doing this for no Facebook videos, or I ain't doing this for no Instagram videos, or like, you all know those videos we see where, like, and don't get me wrong, I kind of like watching them. You know, I think that some of them have good intentions, but then I also think that there's a good amount of them who just do it for the likes, you know? And I think that at the end of the day, it don't really matter what we think. Only thing what matters is what God knows. You know, what we think is irrelevant. You know, what God knows is what'll get you into heaven. So thank you again. I know I was a bit long-winded this morning, but I'm Kerry. I'm glad to see my sister from Asia next to me, and I'm gonna relinquish my mic.